Hey, what's up, guys? Today's subject, we're going to be taking a look at the coat of arms or seal of each state and rating them on a tier list. As you can tell, I've already descended into slop content, but I just find these interesting and I thought it'd be fun to put them in this format. First things first, we got some housekeeping. Firstly, I just want to thank you guys so much for the reception to the Starfield video. I was not expecting that level of engagement, and it's been so much fun reading everybody's thoughts. Secondly, this list is going to be pretty simple. I'm not going to go into super heavy detail about every arms because I am admittedly still uninformed about every state's history. And if I did end up going into intense detail about every single one, this video would end up being like fucking 5 hours long, and it would just turn into a sleep aid at that rate. And lastly, speaking of sleep aids, this is going to still be a touch long. So if you are going to bed, have a good night. And if you're listening to this at like work, I hope you have a stress-free shift. Once again, thank you guys so much. The illustrations for these arms comes from the book State Arms of the Union from 1876. I love the style of these, but a few of them can be outdated because, you know, it is 100 years old. And some of them might look a little bit worse than their modern counterparts, but I think you guys should still check out the book, because getting more detail, you can really start to appreciate it. So first up, we have Massachusetts. I personally really like this one. I think the composition is great. I love the Native American representation. There's an actual motto to it, which translates to "By the sword we seek peace, but peace only under liberty." It's a little lengthy. It can be a little bit simple, but overall it is a nice looking coat of arms. It has a little bit of controversy surrounding because the crest being a sword on top of a Native American has been seen as controversial, as like a white supremacist symbol, but personally, I just like the way it looks. I think that more Native American representation is good in American symbolism. We should definitely do it more often. Try to avoid problematic things, but overall, looks great. I would put it in A tier. New York, great symbolism, liberty and justice on the left and right. Short and sweet motto of Excelsior, ever upward. The shield looks nice. The crest is nice. It is a little bit busy and it lacks that heraldic feel, but overall, still pretty solid. I would give this one probably B tier. Pennsylvania. I want to love you so bad. I love the horses. The heraldry is great with the crest. It's very iconic. The shield has simple meaning, like simple symbolism, but overall, it's pretty alright. My biggest gripe with it is having virtue, liberty, and independence. Why is the word "and" there? Why leave it there? It takes away from the flow of it so much. With all that considered, I still think it's a very strong coat of arms. I would give it A tier. Here we have Rhode Island. Rhode Island, once again, short and sweet motto, hope, very good. Decent shield. I love the anchor, but it's just very simple. It's lacking that kind of flair as a representation of a state and as an arms. I'd give it C tier. New Hampshire. I love the symbolism of it. The landing of, the first colony ships. It's visually pleasing to look at. I can't really pin anything on it for that. It's just pretty plain, pretty simple. It just says New Hampshire, but I think the look of it and the history behind it definitely bring it up to B tier. Here we have Connecticut. Connecticut, I love the shield because it does follow heraldic principles. The repetition, the great iconography, I think that's how you say that word correctly. It would look great as a shield. It would look great on uniforms. The motto is short. It gets the point. It means "He who transplanted still sustains." I don't really like the motto, but it is unique. It stands out on its own. Solid A tier. Now, this one I have conflicting feelings on because the crest of it is good looking, but I just don't feel it being New Jersey. New Jersey doesn't have this like sort of regal feel to it. It doesn't have like the stallion energy to it. It mostly just feels like it's a diet New York. The shield, it has heraldry, but I just find it to be kind of boring with the three plows. The motto is uninspired liberty and prosperity. Unfortunately, this is gonna have to be D tier. Oh, Virginia. What can I say about Virginia? Having virtue, slaying tyrant is so great. The motto Sic Semper Tyrannis, thus always to tyrants. Fantastic symbolism, fantastic shield. I love this one. The only downside is really just writing Virginia on it. I get why it's there, but it just feels kind of silly. And then the exterior, there's really nothing going out outside of the wings, or there's no crest. But overall, I love this. It is such an American representation, especially for Virginia. S tier. Here we got Maryland hitting us with a double feature on the mottos. First of all, Maryland's flag, quite possibly the best state flag in America. I love what is going on here. I hate the new age vexillology, like things gotta be simple. We need more complex flags that just look like an eyesore, because flags are supposed to be something that inspire a group of people, and I don't feel inspiration looking at a flat block and like one symbol sitting on it most of the time. Like, this is what makes a good flag to me. It's very regal. The mottos are great. The mottos being strong deeds, gentle words, and then also having thou hast crowned us with the shield of thy goodwill. Fantastic mottos. I find them great. There's a lot going on in this. I will give it that. It's a very busy coat of arms, but I find it to just still be a good kind of busy, because Maryland is just one of my personal favorites. Once again, S tier. All right, Delaware. Your shield, it's decent. I like the figures, you know, the frontiersman, the farmer, the ship for the crest. Overall nice. The motto, liberty and independence, kind of boring. It's really nothing special. It's nice to look at. I'd give it a B tier. North Carolina is one that I haven't looked too much into. I'm sure it would mean a lot more if I knew the history around it. It looks like it's got good state representation, you know, Constitution, everything. North Carolina being the banner, not really having a motto. It's overall just good to look at. It's kind of different. B tier. South Carolina, on the other hand, it has some good symbols. The first motto of while I breathe, I hope, I like. The second motto, I don't like as much, and it's prepared in mind and resources. Having the manifest destiny angel as the crest can be, I think it looks good, but I think the meaning behind it can be, in modern times, feel a little bit problematic, but that's just how I feel about it. Overall, it's just busy. It's got multiple seals, and I think it's trying to do too much. D tier. Georgia. Very simple, very stylish. I like the motto, wisdom, justice, moderation. Having the banner Georgia, And now this is where I'm showing my ignorance, because I don't feel this being very representative of Georgia. I feel like he could have been doing a little bit more, or just like find a way to symbolize it. But overall, it's still good. I would still give it A tier. Vermont. I love the crest of Vermont. It's a pleasing shield. It's very simple, but it's simple in a good way. The motto, not really for me. Freedom and unity. I mean, like, of course, that's basically every state. Shield isn't really a standout, but the buck as the crest brings it up to B tier. Kentucky. It's different. I'll give it that. I mean, yeah, it's plain. It's not doing much. Once again, showing my ignorance, but if you're not from Kentucky, you probably have no idea what's going on here. United we stand, divided we fall. Typical American stuff. Just a handshake. And you know what? I'll give it points for being different. C tier. Tennessee, What are we doing, baby? I mean, I like the opposite feel of agriculture and commerce, you know, having the plants, having the agriculture, the wheat, and then putting it right next to a ship. I like that. The motto is just terrible, like having agriculture, commerce. What's going on? This could have been so much better, and it could have been more representative of Tennessee. Tennessee is one of like the most gorgeous states, and yet the usage here doesn't really draw attention to that. This can be any state, really. Probably gonna have to go D tier here. All right. Sorry guys, I'm gonna have to show my bias here. Ohio, I mean, I'm from here. I gotta like it a little bit. I like the Native American representation with the 17 arrows representing the 17 tribes. It's very scenic. Um, my biggest downside of this is I have never seen mountains like that here in my life. These mountains do not exist in Ohio, as well as the banner just being Ohio. Overall, I'll give it B tier. Louisiana. I love Louisiana's. I love that it's just simple. It's got the heraldic feel. You know, it's a true, honest to goodness coat of arms. Justice, union, and confidence. I think the motto's all right. The only thing is you just really don't know that it's Louisiana. But if we're just looking at it from an objective, how does it look position, I would say it's an easy S tier. Oh, Indiana. The bison. I love the bison. The bison should be America's national animal. I'm sorry to say it. Bald eagle, you had a good run. The bison truly feels more American to me than that. But I have just such a bias towards the bison. What an animal. The scenery is great. I love the lumberjack. The banner being Indiana. There's really nothing truly unique to this outside of having the bison, and it just has no motto. Overall, I'll give it B. All right, here we got the Eagle triplets, Mississippi, Illinois, and Alabama all together. At least they're American, you know. We got the Eagle. Here we rest for Alabama, pretty solid. But the problem with all three of these is just they're all too similar, and they all lack a real state identity. It's just like America, but smaller. Gonna put them all in C tier, just together. Put the triplets there. You know what, Missouri? The Bears. The Bears are great. I love the heraldry, the shield, you know, it's solid. It could have been a little bit more improved to be Missouri, but, you know, it's all right. I like it. The motto of let the welfare of the people be the supreme law. It's okay. I like it. The only thing that I really am iffy about is that the crest of it, the exterior, is just a little bit busy, but other than that, solid. It'll go A tier. Maine. Visually, I like what's going on here. The singular star at the crest, great. The motto being I lead is so gas. It is such a good representation for Maine. I don't really have anything negative to say about it. It's just not a top tier coat of arms for me. Still very good. It'll go A tier. Here we got Arkansas. I like the shield, but it's a shield within a shield. it's kind of just doing too much there. Mercy, pretty fire. I like that. The motto of the people rule, also kind of tough. The crest is nice. The only things that I got really going with this for like in terms of cons is that it's very busy. The 3 sets of text is a little odd, you know, the mercy, the justice shield, and then the motto. And just once again, the shield within a shield thing. A little peculiar, but I'd give it B tier. That seems fair. Oh, Michigan, Michigan, Michigan. How I wish I could hate you. The deer. I love the deer. You know, the first set of text, meaning I will defend. Also, once again, tough. And then the motto being, if you seek a pleasant peninsula, look about you. Once again, very nice, very solid. My beef with this is it's text heavy. I got a bias against Michigan. I'm from Ohio. I feel like the visuals could have done more to represent Michigan as well. It pains me to do it, but it's A tier. Here we got Florida. Some more native representation with the Seminole. Very pleasing aesthetically to look at. It's very Florida, but over the years, this has been shown to be inaccurate with the representation of the Seminole people, but I still think it's nice that they're included. Overall, good coat of arms, A tier. Let's keep it there. Here we got Iowa. I think I like it because it's a unique thing. I like the circular banner. Having the soldier, the Union soldier, also nice. It really does represent the economy of the Midwest. It's very industrial. The motto is so long. Our liberties we prize and our rights we will maintain. It's long, it's good, but it's long. This really feels more of like a Union sort of coat of arms more than a pure Iowa, but I still like it. It's got enough going for itself. A tier. I've got a feeling that this one is going to ruffle some feathers. Texas. The Lone Star, it is heraldic. It is nice, but that's all it has going for it. Texas, your aura of being the Lone Star can only get you so far. It's plain. You're trying way too hard to be cool, trying way too hard to be different. I'm sorry to do it to you. You have so much more to represent yourself with. You can't just be the Lone Star forever. D tier. Now we got the state that T-Pain said that he was going to buy some ladies a mansion in, Wisconsin. I like the Badger. Badger's nice. It's very simple, very industrial, you know, the icons. Forward, as the motto on here, is very tough. It's just basic. There's really no environment, while Wisconsin does have very good scenery. I feel like they could have utilized it more. Overall, though, I'd give it C tier. Ooh, California. Eureka. I love that. The composition is great. It invokes such a feeling of power and such pride in California. My only issues with it is that it's very busy in the foreground. I think it could have gone without the bushel of wheat and all that. Some more sun would also be nice. You know, it is California after all, but it is such a good coat of arms. Easily an S tier. This one has undergone some changes as of recently. Minnesota. The Star of the North, good motto. I like the composition of it, but because of the controversy surrounding it and how it has had to be changed, I really wish that it could have included more Native American representation in the modern redesign of it. It could have been better. This one also, I can see how it got construed to be negative towards Native Americans. Overall, it kind of just blends together. And because it's out of date, I really can't go any higher than, I would say, C tier. Oregon, you disappoint me here, Oregon. I do like your exterior stars. I think it's probably one of the better, or maybe the best of the exterior stars. The eagle as the crest, nice. Composition for the shield, also nice. The Union, really? That's what we're going with? And another thing is that the visuals just, the Pacific Northwest has so much more to offer than just a basic hill and coastline and sun. Oregon could have done so much more here. I'm gonna go B tier. Kansas. The motto of "to the stars through hardships," very tough. I love that. The composition here, also great. My only real issues is there's just nothing iconic about it, and I guess that's just sort of Kansas as a whole. I mean, a lot of these states in this part of the country, like especially where I come from, there's really nothing to truly represent us. But I just feel like there could have been more done. It could have been more special. It's basic, but it's fine. I'll give it B. West Virginia. I love that you tried something different. I think the Mountaineers and the mining is great. The motto of "Mountaineers are always free" is sick. I love that. but being different doesn't mean better. It doesn't have a shield. It doesn't speak to me. I'm gonna have to put you in C tier. Here we got the state of Nevada. The motto, all for our country. I love that. Composition looks great. I love the train. I love the bridge. My only real issue is I just prefer sand representation for Nevada rather than the greenery. Other than that, it's pretty solid. I'll give it B tier. Nebraska. Oh, how I love your motto of equality before the law. That is fire. Love that. Nevada, Nebraska. Sorry, fucked that up a little bit. It has a little bit of everything. It's pleasing to look at. I think it's just a good bit of everything in a solid amount. It's not really adventuring anywhere, but it's fine. I'm gonna put this one in A tier. Oh, Colorado, you are my favorite shield. You have such classic heraldry. I just love what is going on here. That is a shield that I want to own. The motto, nothing without Providence, also kind of tough. My only real issue with this one is that the crest is a little bit unnecessary. Colorado being up there. I mean, I get it. You need to have a crest when you're going to go for these types of things, but honestly, just the shield itself is great. I'm going to put you at S tier. New Mexico. You're the best of the Eagles. You got a decent motto. It grows as it goes. The Roman numerals is unique. I like that. But it's just Eagles. It's not really trying to be more for New Mexico. I'm going to put you in B tier. Now, this is one that I love because it is so different. Utah having the beehive is just such a breath of fresh air. It is very Utah, but it's just a shield. However, the shield is a good one. I just love the beehive. It is so different and so unique. It works so well on its own because it's not trying to be like we're so cool, but it's more of like unapologetically Utah. I'm going to put you S tier. Idaho, your exterior is good, but you're really just a weaker Oregon. You're really not doing anything special. You have so much more to offer as a state. I do like, the pioneers going west. That is a nice symbol, but overall you're just you're not trying to be more. I want you to do more, Idaho. You have the potential. C tier. Oh, Big Sky, Montana. The Spanish motto of gold and silver. I love the inclusion of Spanish here. It just feels so right. Maybe not Montana specifically, but it's still good to see. It's like a nice friend that you haven't caught up with in a while. The waterfall. First one I think I've seen so far. Love the waterfall. It's a good shield, but it could have done more to represent Big Sky, Montana country. It really could have, but at this current state, I like it still. I'm going to put you A tier. Wyoming. I love the heraldry here. You're going for a good shield. That is good. I like the attempt. I like the effort. I want to like you, but you're just so boring. Like the farm tools, the sword, the train, they're all good, but when you're not really going for much, it comes off weak. Now, I do like its motto, but if you aren't not looking for, like, using this is really rough for trying to figure out what it means. But the state motto of being equal rights is good. It's just hard to translate. I want to give you better, but you're just a C tier overall. DC, you're doing almost everything right about all the ones that I like. You have lots of California, lots of Virginia comparison, but you just have too much going on. I like Justice for All as a motto. It's very, very clean, very cool, but you just have a lot of symbolism all at once comparative to those heavy hitters of California and Virginia. I want to put you up there, but you're just A tier. Now we're starting to get to some of the places that don't have a coat of arms, and that's because they're just newer states, or In Dakota's instance, the book was made before North and South were split. So here is South Dakota. The motto, under God the people rule. Cool. I could have the illustration could be better if it was in the book. But as it is, it's okay. It's not really doing anything crazy. It's just not a coat of arms. It's just a seal. Gonna have to put it C tier on principle. Now, North Dakota, on the other hand, I love the motto. Strength from the soil, the Native American arrowhead, the color scheme. I just wish that this existed in the book to see it better, because overall this coat of arms looks great. I love everything about it. Easily an S tier. Now we got Oklahoma. Oklahoma is the best of the Native American representation, the 5 tribes. The motto, I'm a big fan of the motto of labor conquers all things. My only real issue with you is that you're just not in arms, but overall, I think what you represent, the way you're presenting it, is also pretty solid. It's busy, but I think the symbolism behind it kind of outweighs that. I will give you A tier. Washington, you are basically in the same boat of Texas. Washington on his own is tough. I like that, but that's about it. I mean, Aura can only go so far. You're missing a ton. Washington is another one of those just beautiful states, but we're just gonna use Washington himself as the symbol for everything. Kind of weak. Gonna have to go D tier. Arizona, I like you. Good motto, God enriches. I'm a fan of that. That's solid. You got good Arizona rep. I like the sand. I like the color scheme that's going on here. You're solid, but you're really kind of just samey to a lot of other arms. I'll put you at B. I feel like you've earned it. Oh my God. Hawaii. I love every single part of what's going on here. I have no notes. I just want to take a second and look at this and truly just appreciate what is going on, because I feel like this part of Hawaii doesn't get enough attention. This arms is fantastic. Every single bit of it. Just, it speaks on such a level. It invokes such power. Fantastic work, Hawaii. Easily S tier. And finally, we have Alaska. I like the light behind the mountains. I like the northern lights back there, but it just doesn't feel like you're being wild enough to really represent the nature of Alaska. Overall, just pretty solid. It's okay. I'll give it C. And I mean, I think it goes without saying, but the absolute winner of the tier list is Hawaii. Just far and beyond my favorite one out of all the states. Fantastic work. Thank you guys for sitting here and listening to a bunch of off the dome talks about these arms. I'm hoping that I can start making more in a faster fashion. It might change format a few times, but other than that, I sincerely hope that you enjoyed and have a wonderful day.